Hello, Algebra 1. This video is to help you get through the remediation packet for Unit 5 System of Equation Exams, Section 4. And Section 4 is solving systems of equations problem in context. This particular problem is going to be over the word problem. So here's a sample of what a word problem might look like. Jack's school is selling tickets to a play. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 8 adult tickets and 3 student tickets for a total of $54. The school made a total of $72 the second day by selling 4 adult tickets and 6 student tickets. What is the price of 1 adult ticket and 1 student ticket? So the process of solving a word problem like this is the same every single time. The first thing we want to do is define what our variables are. We're going to define what our x is and what our y is. That's always going to be found, I shouldn't say always, but most of the time it's going to be found in the very last sentence, the last question. What is it asking you to find? Let's just look at the last sentence here. What is the price of 1 adult ticket and 1 student ticket? So why don't we make x the price of an adult ticket, which means that y is going to be the price of a student ticket. All right, so that's step 1. So whenever you're looking at a word problem like this on systems of equations, to define what x and y is, look at that last sentence. In this case, what is the price of 1 adult ticket? There's our x. What's the price of 1 student ticket? There's our y. Now the second step is the same. We're doing systems of equations, so how many equations are we going to have? 2. So that means our equations are both going to equal something. So now we need to look for 2 totals. Okay. So let's find the 2 totals. We have a total of $54 here. And then in the next sentence, we have a total of $72 right there. So our first equation is going to total 54. And our second equation is going to total 72. All right, so now we have to figure out what makes up 54 and what makes up 72. Well, here's our sentence with 54 in it. What made up 54? 8 adult tickets and 3 student tickets. So we're going to have, what was our adult tickets was x, and our student tickets were y. So we're going to end up with 8x plus 3y equals 54. Okay, let's take a look at what made up 72. Well, 72 was made up by selling 4 adult tickets and 6 student tickets. Remember, adult is x and student is y, so we're going to have 4x plus 6y for our second equation. Okay, so hopefully that all made sense there. I'm going to erase our word problem here and rewrite our equation up top so we can work our way through it using elimination. Okay, so our first equation is 8x plus 3y equals 54. And our second equation is 4x plus 6y equals 72. All right, so now that we've gotten that rewritten, let's go ahead and look at this. We want opposite coefficients. So for this 8, we want either to turn this 4 into a -8, or for this 3, we want to turn it into a -6. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to go ahead and choose the x value, the first one here. So if I want to change this 4x into a -8, because I want opposite coefficients, and the opposite of 8 is -8, how do I get 4 to -8? I multiply it by -2. And if I multiply that term by -2, I have to multiply the entire equation by -2. So let's go ahead and rewrite that. The top one stays the same, 8x plus 3y equals 54. I'm going to distribute that 2 through the second equation. This becomes -8x, -2 times 6y, that's -12y, equals, and -2 times 72, that's going to be -144. Okay, so now I can add these 2 together. And look, because I got those opposite coefficients, my x terms are going to cancel out. If I add 3 and -12y, I get -9y. If I add 54 and -144, I end up with negative 90. Okay. So dividing each side by negative 9, I will end up with my y equals 10. Okay, when we set up our y originally, y was the price of the student ticket. That means our student ticket, okay, it will cost $10. Okay. So now we have to find out what our adult ticket is, which means we have to find out what our x is. Okay, I think this is actually costs. We're talking about one ticket there. Okay, so if we plug that in somewhere, we're going to plug this in here. We have 8x plus 3y, but we know y is 10. So we'll go ahead and plug in 10 for y. That's going to equal 54. So all I did was plug 10 into this top equation here. So I'll end up with 8x plus, well, 3 times 10 is 30, equals 54. Subtracting 30 from each side, I get 8x. All right, it's a bad looking 8. I get 8x equals 24, or x equals 3. So an adult ticket is going to cost $3. Okay. All right, well, that hardly seems fair, but they're charging the adults less than the students here. Sometimes that's just kind of how it works out. So our adult ticket costs $3, our student ticket costs $10. That is our answer to that word problem.